Hello, hello, hello. It is time for the Green Umbrella Live Lunch episode number 100 and...
17?
What is it, Jane?
17.
There-ish, thereabouts. So yeah, Thursday, 12 noon. As usual, we are here live streaming, but I'm here in the office, live streaming to you all. But truth be told, this has been recorded live, but it's actually Wednesday at 9:45 in the morning because tomorrow at 12 noon, we had plans to do this live as normal, but I'm going to be, it is a business thing. It's like a women's networking social thing. So I'll be sat in a spa in a white dressing gown and my spa slippers, drinking me cucumber water or whatever it is. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'll live stream from there. And then I realised I couldn't check in till about 3:00. So we figured it was better for us to record it. One of the great things about using StreamYard is that you can actually record stuff and then have the recording live stream through the software. So yeah, and last time we did this, I didn't explain that at the beginning, and I was in, because we don't do it very often, just to say that, but there are sometimes it's desperate times, desperate measures. So we have pre-recorded one of these before. And so I was like out wherever doing my event, wherever I was, and then I got an angry phone call from home because they saw me live streaming in the office and I told them I was off wherever and they were like, where are you? So it does work really, really well. But yeah, so I thought better explain it this time just so I don't freaking get in trouble again. But yeah, so here we are. But we're only recording it a day early. So I'm hoping nothing happens in the next 24 hours, social media news. Like if Facebook, if Meta suddenly goes, we're axing Facebook at 6:00 tonight, we're screwed. I'm going to have to do it in a fluffy dressing gown from poolside. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not very nice, is it? But yeah, so how are you guys this week? Now I've given context around the madness, this week's madness. How's everyone been this week? It feels like it feels like a really weird week. Feels like it's been ages since we did the last live lunch.
And it now feels like Thursday lunchtime.
I know. I'm going to think it's Friday tomorrow now, and it isn't.
Have you noticed Mark's got quite passive aggressive recently? Have you noticed that? It's because he had a birthday. He's been on holiday, had a birthday, he's come back, and now he's like disgruntled at the world. Are you on the post-holiday come down?
Maybe it'd be nicer to be in a hot France than my back bedroom on a Wednesday, though, wouldn't it? I could do live lunch from there
rather than a muggy Northampton.
Yeah,
I get that. So, what's been going on with you the last? Well, like I say, between your holiday and now, because poor Mark, he sort of has his little breakaway, comes back, and you'd like right into the frying pan, aren't you? Right into the depths of despair.
Yeah, we had a few bits and bobs on the go. Some more websites, either live or nearly live, brochure jobs, getting ready for some events and things like that. So yeah, it's all on the go. New bits and bobs for us. So yeah, plenty going on.
I had an idea last night for an event we've got coming up. I can't wait to tell you about that one. Yeah, we've got like on the breaks during the event, we get to have stuff up on the big screen. So we've got to come up with something to go on there, and it could be like a static image, or it could be a video. And I've had an idea.
We're not going to do live lunch live at the event.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No, but I've had a really cool.
Well.
I've had what I think is a really cool idea.
Is this different from the idea yesterday, and this is a new one? You've had another dream.
This is not the dream.
That was just the shirts.
Yeah. So I had
merch. Okay.
I had a dream of all of us at an event in bright green hoodies, and on our backs were our names, and you know, like those, like when You know, like when kids leave school and it's like all the names of all the kids in the year group are on there and stuff like that, or it's got like their numbers on. So if you've seen us at events and we're wearing our Green Umbrella rugby shirts, we've all got our own individual numbers and they all mean something. It's like mine's number 13 because number 13 crops up in my life all the time, and it also means something that's relevant. I can't never remember that bit. Mark will tell you he's the rugby dude. But like in this, it's a real clear vision in this dream of us all in these shirts with our numbers, but like the numbers are made up of like all the words like website and social media and Facebook and LinkedIn and TikTok and email marketing and like all this stuff. And I was like, that's a really cool idea. But I'd completely forgotten about the dream until we were talking about T-shirts yesterday. And I was rushing out the door and I got halfway down the corridor and I had to come back and I was like, oh. But yeah, this is another idea. But this is why people want to work with us. We're creative. We come up with ideas, whether we're dreaming about them or something occurs to us at 10 o'clock at night. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you guys are so convincing.
I'm excited to hear the idea.
Oh, well, that's because Mark might shoot it down. He'll be like, no.
Live. Shot down live.
Especially when it's like, I need to stop eating my blueberries. Especially when it's like, now I'm going to put your faces on great big massive screens in front of 500 people. You'll be like, you guys, Jane and Mark will be like, are you though? That's a good idea though. Anyway, so come on, news-wise, Mark, what's going on? What have you seen? What's tickled your fancy?
Well, a couple of bits, sort of, I suppose a bit more serious one as such was, it was a week or so ago now, but Amazon started taking legal action against the admins of Facebook groups that were trying to orchestrate fake reviews. So I thought that was quite an interesting thing because obviously in terms of reviews, people, obviously want those reviews to be genuine because that's, why you're, buying a product or a service. So it's quite interesting that they've actually sort of taken that sort of action against literal admins of the Facebook groups where they've been trying to orchestrate these fake reviews. So I think, yeah, I've seen a couple of articles on it anyway, but yeah, actually, taking legal action against an admin of a group is probably quite a big step, really.
Yeah, I mean, you see it all the time, and I tell you where I've been seeing it more recently. Actually, a few months ago, this was rife, and I think it has calmed down a bit now. It's Facebook ads. So there'll be a Facebook ad, and there'll be a load of comments underneath it of people going like, "This is an amazing service," and like, "What a wonderful product," and my favourite one is the green one, and it's like all this kind of positive commentary on it. But then when you're like looking at the names, if you then looked at the accounts, it was just
fake.
Yeah, it's just crap basically.
Yeah.
But there's a.
Sorry.
Here you go.
No, I was going to say, just obviously slightly related. I've seen a lot of stuff in just some of the groups I'm in, which are even just local music groups. And there's been a lot of spam around at the minute with people putting dodgy links in there. And obviously, if they're public groups, obviously people can just join them straight away anyway without having to be approved and stuff. So I suppose it's putting more onus on the admins to actually keep an eye on what's actually going on in the groups, whether it be something deliberate like this of actually trying to generate fake things, or just, an open group where anyone can do anything, join and post whatever. It obviously means a lot more work for the admins as well. If they're genuinely trying to run a group, but then, cutting down on, just this fake stuff is obviously a good thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Anything else popped up for you the last couple of weeks?
Not quite so serious, I suppose, but I suppose it's serious if you're earning good cash from your social media posts. So I saw an article which pointed me to Hopper, which is a sort of social media scheduling type tool, but they've compiled some rich lists of what people can earn from their posts, so celebs and things for sponsored posts. So they've gone for Instagram, TikTok and Pinterest, and there's like a rich list. And the number one at the moment, obviously perhaps got to take some of it with a pinch of salt because it's from, you know, publicly available data and stuff. But Cristiano Ronaldo is number one, and he can earn $2.3 million for a post, which ain't bad going. So if you look at the top sort of 10, you've got people like Kylie Jenner, number 2, 1.8 million, Lionel Messi, Selena Gomez, The Rock, Kim Kardashian. So a lot of people that obviously people would, you know, associate with these kind of things anyway. So yeah, number 10 is Justin Bieber. It's quite interesting ones because obviously looking at sort of most of them are quite US based. But then you get down to someone like number 14, who's a guy called Virat Kohli, who is probably the most famous cricketer in the world at the moment. But he can earn $1 million a post. But obviously he's got a massive fan base in sort of Asia particularly. But then you can drop it down into having a look at the UK, and then UK celebs just drop in terms of what they can earn compared to some of these sort of bigger stars. And Dua Lipa is the top British celeb at $451,000, which still isn't bad a post. But even David Beckham can only earn just under 400,000, which I was quite surprised
And
about.
that's dollars.
Dollars, yeah. This is in dollars.
So what's that, like 250, 300K, right?
Yeah. And then an interesting one is Millie Bobby Brown in at 4, and I'd imagine she is possibly going to jump up massively given the hype of Stranger Things recently. So that's quite an interesting one. But then they also have done, as I say, the TikTok and the Pinterest ones. And what I thought was quite interesting was the fact that TikTok is nowhere near the level of Instagram at the moment in terms of what people can earn from it. So obviously you guys are into TikTok. I've got no idea who this person is. Charlie D'Amelio. Apparently he or
the
she, dancer, yeah.
She's
So
she's the TikTok dance. She was like probably one of the first on TikTok, probably.
Right. So
But,
she's number one, but only $105,000 per post. So that's the sort of top level there. Most of them are sort of, I'm just trying to have a look. There's a lot of influencers, not so many celebs in that sort of list. And then again, if you drop it down to Pinterest, number one on there, well, I've obviously got no idea who it is. It's a lifestyle blogger of some kind, but a measly $7,000 per post on Pinterest. So if you're looking to make your money on Pinterest, probably look to Instagram.
Like even Pinterest struggles to make money on Pinterest.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah. But I thought that was quite interesting, the fact that TikTok still isn't quite there yet. It might be there in terms of users, but in terms of what it's actually generating for those kind of people, it's nothing compared to Instagram still.
So this is interesting. So I'm like, if I look distracted, it's because I'm looking on my other screen, because I saw an article probably about 3-4 days ago, and it was about, I didn't retain the information because it was just opinion, right? But it was basically about influencers starting to move away from Facebook, Instagram over to TikTok because of like all the stuff there. So I'm just trying to find it, and I can't see it, of course, just to see where that came from. But I can't see it. It might not be on this feed.
I mean, there definitely seems to be there's a little bit of crossover when you get a bit further down, but it's definitely more sort of influencers rather than celebs on TikTok at the minute. I think the highest sort of big celeb, if you like, is, well, Will Smith was in there at number 5, but they've sort of readied him out because of obviously his little slap incident at the Oscars. So maybe he's not earning quite so much on that at the minute.
His little slap incident.
Well, yeah. And then The Rock's in there, but yeah, it's quite different.
Half these people could give up the day job, couldn't they? Of
Yeah.
how much they're earning just from one post.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's it.
I wish I could even get
And I wouldn't
$7,000 for every
I
post.
would be
How
getting
much do you reckon-
105 on the TikTok.
Yeah.
How much reckon I could get?
I reckon you'd be top 20.
Top 20.
But in the
top
UK
top 20 of the sub fiver list.
Yeah, yeah,
Top 20 in Daventry.
yeah.
Oh, man. But this is the thing
I don't know, this-
when you see these lists and things, it's like it's so easy to get like caught up in it. But you have to remember, for Kylie Jenner's not open up her bank accounts and saying like, it's not like she's submitting stuff and going, this is how much revenue I got from, sponsored posts on Instagram or whatever it might be. And then it's also the source, and I realize this is like basic, like, don't believe what you read in the whatever publication you want to slag off today, Christina, is. But, it's that we got to thinking, because so like Hopper was like loads of people were talking about it like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I didn't even really know it was still around, if I'm honest. So I kind of remember it being a platform specific scheduler. So if you can't like if there's no connection between Hopper and TikTok, they're not really going to be saying, yeah, like go to TikTok for your influencer stuff, because it's not aligned to their brand and what they do. Like we don't talk about Google ads a lot. And when I do talk about them, people are like, why don't you do Google ads? I'm like, because it's boring. I'm not exactly positive about it because it's not what I do. It's not in alignment. I keep saying that, don't I, the last couple of days, in alignment. But it's not aligned with the services that we offer. So it's like we've always got to remember everyone's got their own agenda. So
I think got to take it
kind
with
of
a pinch
like,
of salt, but it's probably quite indicative of levels and comparisons. That's what I sort of took from it. Even if you don't take the figures themselves as being gospel, it's probably quite interesting. Just looking at the type of people, it's as I say, there's quite a mix, but there's also people on there that you wouldn't necessarily think would be getting that kind of money, but they've obviously got that fan base.
And this is the thing, they only get it if there's an engaged fan base. Although this is the other thing with influencer marketing, it's really hard to measure, because it's that, it's like putting a value on brand awareness. We have a strong brand within the recruitment industry, definitely within our niche, within the businesses, the ideal clients that we have a strong brand within that presence. But if you go to the international 500 employees plus globally recruitment businesses that are out there, they probably haven't heard of us. So it's kind of like the influencer marketing is so tricky, but it's still a really good strategy if you bring it down into your little niche. I always describe it as sort of, we don't need to be famous to the world. We just need to be famous in our own living room. It's like if like all those people we want to target, they know who we are. We can't really go wrong. People know about us that aren't our ideal client, and then they're knocking on the door. Then sometimes actually that creates a distraction more than anything else. So, yeah. I'm going to stop myself now before I go into a full-on confusing rant about influencer marketing. Where should we go to next? Nicole, Jane, who wants to go?
Yeah.
Nicole.
I've got quite a nice story that follows on from what we were just speaking about. And we've mentioned a particular celebrity that has been involved in this, Kylie Jenner. So Instagram users are calling out to the app to stop being like TikTok, which we've had plenty of discussions in the office recently about this. Kylie Jenner has been promoting this and pushing it, saying, please stop Instagram, make it Instagram again. And there's been a petition that's been launched, currently has 98,000 sign-ups, but they're trying to aim for 150,000. I'm not sure because there's so many more users than that. So I'm sure it will increase and probably make that target. But yeah, a very interesting one that even celebs that don't really need the engagement or the views or the follows, they even want Instagram back to being Instagram. And Kylie Jenner's one of them.
I never got the rollout to the TikTok style thing. I think you had it, and Jane, you had it as well, didn't you?
The Green Umbrella account had it.
Did it?
For a few days or something, didn't it? And then it switched back on Sunday night.
Yeah, see, I never, on my app, if I switched to Green Umbrella, I still didn't have it.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
So yeah, so I never got to experience it.
There,
But
there was a BBC. I saw it on the BBC that Instagram had said they were going to revoke it while they were reviewing it again.
yeah. But the thing is, like, how much of a difference did it make from a user perspective?
I don't know. I didn't mind it really, but I mean, you only saw one post on the screen at a time, and it was black in the background. But I actually didn't really mind that. So
I'm
yeah, I
like,
guess it just depends on your
sometimes
opinion.
things like, right, when Meta messes around with Facebook ads, like the ads manager, and like the layout's completely different, and I've got one interface and you've got another interface, that's something we should be petitioning about. But I think there are other things that are just like not that important.
I think for me, it's like we've always said, like Instagram has always been about almost like photography and stuff as well, though.
Visual,
And
yeah.
and I think those changes, obviously, we very much geared towards video, which is fine, but it sort of detracted away from some of the sort of more sort of photograph-based accounts as well. I think that's probably my point of view.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I
wonder if it
don't know whether I
happened
noticed that. Sorry, Nicole. I was just going to say I don't know whether I noticed there was any more videos in the feed or not. The actual just one post on a screen at a time was fine. But to be fair, I only looked at it for about 10 minutes.
What did it do with
I
Square
find that my
Photos?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no,
Square
yeah,
Photos were still
yeah,
on
go
there,
for it,
weren't they?
Jane.
I think just one square photo and a load of black at the top and bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't know.
Yeah. And I find that the feed is full of videos anyway now. Like you go on your feed and it's like you rarely see people's photos. I feel like you almost have to go onto people's accounts now, or you see it like, I don't know, someone posts on Monday and you see it on Thursday and it's like 3 days ago, that you just don't see like your personal people's, like, I don't know, photos and things. Like I feel it's always people you don't even follow.
I'm going to open Instagram now because I haven't noticed that. But what's interesting is, remember, Instagram is it's trying to show you content from people that you engage with, but also the type of content you engage with. So, like, I've got a video from someone I know really well. Then I've got static. Yeah, so I think mine pretty much alternate video, static, and I'm ignoring the ads on this. Video, static. Actually, that one's a carousel, video. So they've got this push into Reels. So that's what all these videos are essentially Reels. But yeah, mine's still very static image. But a lot of the static images I'm seeing are quite they're quite texty.
I wonder, like, that's something that I feel we've spoken about this in the office, but the engagement rates and impressions are going down on people's posts because they are trying to be more like TikTok, with that everyone's sort of engaging more with TikTok now than Instagram. And maybe that's why, like, Kylie Jenner's Instagram wage is going down. So she's like, she's wanting to make Instagram again.
Yeah, and this again, everyone's got their own agenda. So actually, if she's, if our mate Kylie's leading the charge, more people are going to be engaging with her, seeing what's going on. It gets her an extra £3.50 on a value of her posts. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. That's the other thing I wanted to say about influencer marketing. I'm just going to say it anyway, right? Is that there's some people get caught up in the numbers. You're an influencer because you've got 300 million followers. That doesn't mean you can sell anything.
True.
It's you could have 50 followers and be able to sell. You could have 300 million and not be able to sell. And I think this is another part of getting involved in stuff like that, sponsorships. And people going, I do this, and you'll get shout outs on social media. I'm like, so what? I'm like, tell me exactly how you're going to shout out, what the message, like if you want to sell me a shout out, like let's discuss the context around this, because otherwise it's like it doesn't mean anything. Someone else say
And
something.
I find that, yeah, no, I was gonna say, and I find that influencers, yeah, it's just all the same content. Do you know what I mean? Like, you go on TikTok, and if you typed in the top 5 influencers, I guarantee they've all done the same video. And like, even on their Instagram, they've all like, it's all just been transferred to Instagram almost. It's like not original. Like, but as you said, like, they need to have a niche. But I could go on Instagram and
Do you
my
mean
algorithm would take.
Do you mean there's like one idea? They've had one idea and they keep repeating that idea, or do you mean it's like person A does one thing and person B copies, person C
Yeah,
copies?
just like, for example, yeah, Kylie Jenner, she would post a video of her mouthing something, one of the TikTok sounds, but I guarantee every other influencer has done that. And then everyone's just doing it because it's a trend, because they've done it. But it's like, is it even making them? It's just like, it's copycatting. It's like, is that even a word? But do you know what I mean? It's just, everyone just follows each other, and then that's how it becomes a trend. And then everyone's like, oh my God, Kylie Jenner's posted this video, we all have to now go and do it. And then that's all you see. That's what I find with my Instagram. It's like I can go on the reels and I see the same video about 10 times, and I'm like, I now know the words. I could now go and make this reel.
So why don't you go and do it more? Let's monetize Nicole.
The influencer of GU. See where we get on the ranking.
So what's the big trend? Yeah. What's the big trend at the minute then in terms of that stuff? What is the trend?
Oh, I did this is awful, but I did one last night. I can't even remember what it was, but it was oh, which one was it? It was like a quote from She's the Man, like, the film where she I don't know, she says something about being ugly. Like, she's like, this is really bad because I do not remember the line, but she's basically dumping someone in the film. So now everyone's doing that, the voice of that, like, you are ugly. This is really changing that. Are we thinking, what is she doing? I'm gonna have to just like show you guys so it makes sense afterwards. But any viewers, I'm really sorry that you've tuned in.
Your followers are going up like instantaneously now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I'm trying to think of someone. Yeah, sorry. Go continue. Just don't even let me talk anymore.
Jane, bring some sanity to the conversation. I'm going to munch on a blueberry.
Oh God, I don't know about that. Just while we're talking about Instagram, one of my accounts has got the new 5:4 image ratio on it, but it's kind of funny because I've got 4 accounts. 3 of them are still square images, how they normally look. One of them has got these 5:4 ones, and but I didn't realise till the other day when we were all talking about it and looking at different accounts that every account I view through that account, I also see their images in that format. So our Green Umbrella account is, it's nice squares, lovely branding on it and everything. But if I view that account through my other account, all the sides are cut off, all our images, and it looks absolutely awful. But if I view my 5:4 account through one of my others, it's back to square again. So I know that's a test they're rolling out, but I really, really hope that they don't turn the images that way, because if you've got past images that you've made nicely that are square, then all of a sudden they're going to show to everybody in this horrible vertical format that it just it's just weird and it doesn't look nice. And if we all move to this vertical format and 6 months down the line Kylie Jenner has a moan about it and we go back to square, all those lovely images we've made then are going to cut the tops and bottoms off. So yeah, I get it that you might want to have it one way or the other way, but this sort of hybrid, some people are one way and some people are the other way, is awful. It really is. But I seem to be the only person who's got it in here.
I think the 5:4 thing's stupid. It's a stupid size. It just looks like it's been sized wrong. It does. It like it's like we've had this conversation on here before. I'm quite. If something's not quite as it should be, quite aligned, I really see it. And it gets me twitching. So the 5:4 thing as a size, it just feels wrong. It's like now we're all like 16:9, right? In terms of the windows we're in. And that feels right. But if it was shortened a little bit, it just feels like the image is too fat. It just feels wrong. And sometimes when I see, you know, some of the portrait stuff as well, it's like that's fine. But then, you know, when you see it and it's too thin, it's like, yeah, that image is too skinny. And I really notice it just looks wrong.
Yeah, I mean, because you get used to seeing those sizes, don't you, that you see everywhere. But I suppose the thing is, this probably ties in with this whole making the feed look like TikTok, because actually if your images are vertical, then they look better on that screen where you're only seeing one at a time. So perhaps if they're rolling that back, they might roll this back as well.
I don't think they do, though. I really don't. Like, Mark, you're the visual one.
I suppose the only thing is with the sort of more vertical images, although it obviously, like Jane said, it doesn't work in the grid and things as things are now, is people do take a lot of portrait photos, as we know from clients. So because it's just so convenient to pop your phone up that way and take the photo, people don't think about sort of sizing or changing the orientation and things. So I can see it from that point of view. But I mean, I haven't seen it apart from, I think I might have seen it quickly on your phone, maybe, I can't remember. But I don't know. Yeah, I suppose it comes back to that thing. You know, the grid always looked nice because it was square, and you know, people, you know, more professional photographers thought about the composition for that, and I suppose they would adapt to sort of obviously other sizes, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a nice size for a nice photo, if that makes sense. It's more of a selfie sort of style, quick photo to me. I don't know.
I was saying when we were
Charles
speaking
on that
about
or something.
I was saying last week that you should have the choice, like have it as a choice in your settings. Like if you want to change your Instagram profile to be a 5:9 instead of a square, like you can change it. But I feel if it doesn't work for you, like as you said with the GE branding being in the corner of a square, it's going to be cut off and it's going to look awful. Like, so it's like, why would you? But you would get used to it, as you said, because then we would have to adjust, change. Like no one likes change, but you do get used to it. But I think this should definitely be a choice, because I think everyone's built their Instagram profiles personally or a business to look like pleasing to the eye, and then that's just all going to be I don't know. Now, I post like portrait photos on my Instagram, but I always make sure the cover photo looks good in that square image so it fits the grid. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, no, it's a no from me. And if they do change it, put it in the settings, please.
If it's a no from our own influencer, then it should be a no from everyone.
Yeah, go and have a word with your mate Kylie.
Oh well, I'll hit her up after this.
Awesome, cool. So I'm going to start to wrap it up there, but I am going to ask you guys one question. So we're kind of in this funny time of year now. It's like August, like everyone goes on holiday, that kind of stuff. We sort of feel like we're going to get opportunity to like get into have a bit of a lull, bit of a regroup, bit of a re-strategize before we like finish off the last few months of the year and that sort of stuff. But it doesn't feel like it's slowing down. So what are you looking forward to at the minute in terms of what you're working on? Like what are the projects where you're like, yeah, I'm really going to get my teeth into that one? Mark's looking at his to-do list.
I'm looking at my to-do list, yeah. I can't even remember what I've got to do. That's the problem. Well, so I've just produced a nice brochure, so hopefully that'll be good. Obviously got another website due to go live soon as well. So things like that. Obviously websites going live is always nice.
Getting projects finished then for you.
Yeah. So yeah, that sort of thing.
What about you, Nicole? You've had some changes in contracts and things like that in terms of the clients you're working with, and sort of switching things up, freshening things up.
Yeah, I think obviously, yeah, we even had a meeting yesterday, and I feel my aims for certain clients have become like clear and have like goals to aim for that I want to achieve. So yeah, like obviously I hope they're happy already, but like they're even happier by the end of the summer, and they can give me a big thumbs up. But yeah, just
Amazing.
try and achieve their goals and create good content and get them some leads potentially.
What about you, Jane?
Well, I suppose a bit of a lull is always handy, just to make sure all our processes are in order and that they're all, doing what they should do, because things change, as we know. So yeah, before we get a sort of influx of clients again in September, it's nice to just get our own house in order quickly, and fresh start in September when everyone's busy again.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like having that opportunity to break things down and build them back up again, and go like, where are things, where the business has changed, the processes need to change sometimes as well. So just smartening all that up, I think, is it's going to be a challenge, but an exciting challenge. I just come in and go like, guys, I've had an idea, and then I disappear again really quickly. It's awesome.
And we all go,
that was really funny yesterday when you left and then ran back and went, guys, I had a dream.
In that 2 seconds.
In that 2 seconds. I don't even know like what made Christina just turn around and come back, but it was just like, guys, I've had an idea.
Honestly, I'd not even thought about it, and I'm walking. We'd had the conversation about the shirts and stuff, and then walking down the corridor, and it just all the, like when you have a dream, it's quite vivid, isn't it? And it was I completely thought, and all of a sudden it just all went bang in my mind, and I was like, oh, they'll like that, and you all did. You were like, oh yeah. And then Mark went, oh, like he does. all practical and boring.
It's because we come up with all the shiny ideas, and then Mark's got to actually put it together. He's going to do the hard work. And he's like,
we
no.
should do a live lunch one time where Mark literally just holds up all the like drawings that I send him randomly. Just like, right, does anyone guess what? Do you know what it is yet? Like just one. I can't believe I just used a Rolf Harris quote on live lunch. Oh my god, that is possibly the worst thing I've ever done. That has to be the worst thing I've ever done on this.
No, referencing it was probably the worst, but you should have just let it go.
Right, let's wrap this up.
It's all right. We can edit that bit out.
We don't do editing. This is recorded. This is who we are, how we are. The point of this is people just get to witness where the gold comes from, because there's a lot of crap and pressure that happens beforehand. Right, let's get out of this. So I hope everyone has an awesome week. I hope that anyone that's like stuck with this for the last almost 38 minutes isn't going to be writing us letters asking for those 38 minutes back. Have a fantastic week, everyone. We'll see you next week, 12 Thursday, for the next Green Umbrella Live Lunch, which I believe we have a guest for, correct?
Yeah, Paul Green's joining us next week.
Paul Green's, to talk about something that he's launching at the minute. So, amazing.
Ooh.
Little cheeky wave for the screenshot. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.